Stop trying to automate everything for everyone. I went from charging $50 an hour as a generalist to landing a 5K project with a stock prediction company that turned into thousands more in revenue share deals. And I'm about to show you exactly how to do the same thing yourself. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact 3-stage framework that transforms you from competing with every other AI automation freelancer to becoming the go-to specialist in a profitable market. Plus, I'll also give you my niche scoring framework at the end of the video that takes all the guesswork out of picking the right niche, so you know exactly what to focus on. And don't worry, you don't need to be an expert in any industry to make this work. I'll show you how to leverage what you already know to pick the perfect niche and start attracting higher paying clients immediately. So here's actually what happens when you say, I automate any business process for anyone. The client hears, I'm not an expert at anything specific. They immediately think you're cheap, inexperienced, or both. I learned this the hard way. I was on Upwork, saying yes to pretty much everything. Chatbots, data entry, web scraping, email automation, whatever paid. I was competing with hundreds of other generalists, all racing to the bottom on price. Meanwhile, the guy who only does content creation automation charges 3 times more for the exact same work because he's positioned as the specialist. So you have the same skills, but completely different perception. So let me ask you, are you building a business or running an expensive hobby where you compete on price with every other generalist? And that is a very important question. Once you think about that question, let's get into the 3 different stages of finding your niche. So stage 1 is going to feel counterintuitive, but trust me on this one. Forget about finding the perfect niche when you start. Your first niche is whoever says yes first from your existing network. So I started by helping an online coach I knew automate their content creation system. Not because I was a content automation expert back then. I just understood their pain because I'd seen them struggle with posting consistently and I knew it was a real challenge for them. That project taught me more about automation than any course ever could because I was running into issues, banging my head against the wall, and fixing problems. And it led to 3 more coaches who heard about my work. What I'm saying is your network already trusts you. They know your work ethic. They'll give you a chance when a stranger won't. And that is where you should start. Then you have stage 2, which is where most people screw up. They get one client and they think they found their niche. And I think that is wrong. You need to work with 5 to 10 different types of clients to see the patterns, including which projects energize you and which projects drain you, which clients pay without negotiating, which industries desperately need what you offer. For me, I noticed something important. Every time I worked with content creators and online coaches, they paid faster, they valued my work more, and they referred other similar businesses. And this is when I made the decision to only work with content creators and coaches. And this is the best decision I have ever made. Which brings us to stage 3, which is where the money is. You pick one industry and you become known as the automation person for that space. But even more, here's where or what stops most people: fear. And they think, what if I'm leaving money on the table? What if I pick the wrong niche? What if I get bored? And let me destroy those fears right now. First, you're not leaving money on the table. Specialists make 2 to 3 times more than generalists. I would rather have 3 clients paying 5K each than 15 clients paying, I don't know, $100 each, right? Secondly, there's no wrong niche. You pick something, you get good at it, and you pivot later if needed. Motion beats meditation. And the third, bored, you can always expand. You can start with coaches, then you can add course creators, then other content businesses. Your niche becomes your launching pad, not your prison. So with that said, let's speak about the niche scoring framework, because now you understand why you need to niche down and how the process works. You need to go over the hump that most people get stuck at. Which niche should I actually pick? And that's where this niche scoring framework comes in. I call it the niche scoring framework because it can score any potential niche on 4 dimensions, 1 to 10 each. Any niche scoring 42 or higher out of a total of 40 could be worth pursuing. So here are the 4 scores. Number 1 is market size. How many potential clients exist? Number 2 is pain level. How desperately do they need your automation? Number 3 is your expertise match, which is how well do you understand their world? And number 4 is payment speed. How quickly do they pay for solutions? Let me show you how this works with content creators. Let's say that the market size is 8 million content creators. So that's a very high score. Let's give it an 8. Pain level, let's give it a 7 because content consistency directly impacts revenue of these creators. So that's a 7 and an 8 so far. So we have 8 and 7, which is 15. Expertise match. For this, I would say I understand the space quite a lot, almost completely. But let's say I understand it quite a lot. So that's an 8 or a 9. Let's go with 8. So we have, what was it, 15 and 8, which is 23, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have payment speed. Let's say it's a 7 because creators invest in tools and systems, so they're already paying for stuff immediately. So with that, if we had 25 and 7, and if my maths on this live recording isn't too bad, that would be 32. So it's sort of just at the bottom of the threshold, but it is close enough that I tested it and it worked. Compare that to something like, I don't know, funeral home automations. The market size is very small. It's a very specialized market. The pain level is not really urgent for most in the industry in terms of automating their solutions. Expertise match, I know it would be a 2 because I know nothing about funeral homes. Payment speed might be, I don't know, 5 because it's a traditional industry. There are slow adopters. So total score would be around, I don't know, 15, 16. It is a terrible score. I would say it's not a niche that is worth pursuing, no matter how unique it seems. So this framework prevents you from chasing shiny objects that look good but have fatal flaws. So once you've used this framework to pick your niche, you need to know how to identify the right prospects within that niche. And here's the question that separates high-value prospects from time wasters. What happens to your business if this process breaks down for a week? If they shrug and say, we will figure it out, probably they're not good experts. If they immediately start talking about lost revenue, about missed deadlines and operational chaos, then you know that you might have just struck gold. This question reveals the pain, because no pain equals no pay, and big pain is equal to big pay. So ask the question, which again was, let me just go back to the question. What happens to your business if this process breaks down for a week? And I think it's a very important question. A week is a very short time in the long scheme of things. But for a business that really requires your automation, a week can be detrimental. And this is the sort of business that you want to deal with. A business that really values and wants your automation solutions. Look, you can keep guessing which niche might work, or you can use the lessons in this video, the framework, to make data-driven decisions. If you want help applying the niche scoring framework to your specific situation and identifying your most profitable niche, I'm offering a free 30-minute niche clarity call this week. So we'll score some niches that you might want to pursue and create your 90-day action plan. But this is only if you're serious, so don't book unless you're ready to pick a direction and time and to commit for at least 90 days. Check out the link in the description if you want more information on that. And also smash that like button if this helped you, because it tells YouTube that this is the content for you. Also, don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment below, let me know what industry do you want to specialize in. And with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.